Hey everybody, it's Ed, and the future is now. And the future is all the different styles of investing and trading. Okay, the main ways that you can play the market, whether it's a bull market, a bear market, or whatever. So before I get into the details on, each one and kind of how they all work and the rules behind them and all, I wanted to give a shout out to some of the subscribers and talk about some of the comments because there's some good comments. So I got a really great comment from DJ, okay, and saying he bought more Tesla at 401. And this is why we're buying more, even on a trade, more and more frequently, because I think the levels are starting to get really appetizing. So basically, if we get stuck in in the long position, so be it. We're getting stuck at a very, cheap evaluation comparison to 600 or 700 or 800 even. So anyway, he said with the current level of freakout, people should not get sick from anything over the next 6 months. Individuals are walking around with so much goop slathered on that they look like they're trying out for a mutant movie. But he makes a good point. People's lives are at stake as well as their life savings. Okay? And he said, well, you're glued to your machine and making bank. I'm not really making bank. I'm just trying not to lose bank. I'm probably up like 1%. I mean, not for the month. I'm up 1% for the, since this has been going on. But he makes a good point. Some people just don't have the luxury to do that. Most people are just long-term investors or even position traders. So, and we'll get into those details in a minute. Let's see, what else does he say here? Let's see. He's talking about the Tesla and the supply chain. Yeah, they need to keep that intact for sure. So he made a good point that I talked about before. I mean, an electric car that you can plug in is definitely attractive. I mean, we have two electric cars in our garage, and we don't have to go to gas stations, which means we don't have to touch things at a gas station, whether it be the credit card reader, the gas pump, or blah blah blah. So when you're charging, out of your home, you're less exposed, I suppose. And he says, okay, he's down 18% since January, and most people are down a ton. I mean, and he hasn't touched anything. But here's where I got to ask a question to DJ. Okay, DJ, if you had a chance to get out of Tesla from 850 to 968, in retrospect, would you have closed all those accounts? That's kind of the question. I mean, you had the opportunity to do that. Would you have done it if you can go back in retrospect? Meaning, the next time this happens, where we get into a recession and you see it coming because you're following my channel, would you pull out that investment and put it in cash? I mean, obviously, you'll have tax implications and everything. I was just wondering, for the long-term style investors, would they, would they do this? Would they go back? I mean, if they had a chance to go back and remove those positions, would they remove them or just continue to leave them in? Because, I'm a long-term investor and I'm a, believer in that with Tesla, especially, and I think they're going to be huge long-term. But I would still, go back and do the same thing. I wouldn't I would still end those positions and move it to cash to try to get more shares in the future. So anyway, that's personally, what I think there. So, but the last thing is I do think it'll be zooming back. And he said within a month, and Jeremy from Financial Education also said about a month. I'm thinking about a month too. So within a month, I think you're going to see a bounce back. So we have to really be paying close attention in the next month, I think. So I think it's not just me. I think a lot of people are seeing the same potential here. And when it comes to Tesla, Tesla's going to be at least 50% of our, long-term investment strategy holder right there. Now, Tyler said he would love if I posted every time we got in and out. Like in the future, I'm going to run videos live stream where I show when I'm trading, and I may pop them in and out. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that because trading goes over a couple hours. So, I'm not necessarily going to live stream for 2 hours and show you every time I go in and out on trading. Most people aren't traders, so it doesn't really apply to everybody. But I don't have the program software and everything to set up the way I want. I don't have the audio set up the way I want to run this yet. But Tyler, saying I can't read the charts like you. Well, that's the whole point. You need to learn how to read the charts. And this is why on almost every video I show certain technicals or I show some details. I put them in almost every video. Eventually, I'm trying to like kind of Miyagi you guys. After a while, you'll just see the flag patterns or head and shoulders patterns or V bottom patterns. You'll just see the patterns after a while. So Jorge said that he got in at 400 and back out at 425. So I'm taking it that he was trading. So reading the message, I can tell, okay, well, that was a trade. So if you're a new subscriber, new commenting, comment like, hey, I'm Tesla long, or I'm a Tesla swing trader, I'm a Tesla day trader, or there's no way for me to know really how to give proper advice if I don't even understand which one of the four things that you're doing. If you say, well, I'm a Tesla long, I'm going to say, oh, you're good. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. If you're a Tesla trader, I'd say be very cautious. So there's a different mindset depending on what you do. Now, JSY says, quick update on the strategies I previously used. Said it did not work well because Tesla correlated with SPY 60% and with crude oil price about 40%. And what I've noticed is in a down bear market, they're correlating more and more with the SPY. That's what I've noticed. And it might be, my estimations would maybe be about 80%. Now, TM on the bottom said Vanguard trading on website has crashed today and they are not available by phone. Trades are not possible for me. This is important to know, and this is why I use Schwab. They've been around for years. Their trading platform is awesome. I don't worry about, oh my gosh, I'm going to get locked out. With all these new platforms that are popping up everywhere, I don't trust them, okay? So I would suggest set up a Schwab account. I'm not here to promote Schwab necessarily, but set up an account, use it. It could be a separate account and you can move money into it or whatever and try it out and see if you like it. They have a great trading app as well. They have the Street Smart Edge, which I'm using now as a trader. Remember, I didn't use the Street Smart Edge platform for the last 5 months. Why? We were in a bull market. I don't trade in a bull market. I position vest or long-term vest in a bull market. I don't need to trade daily. If I trade daily, I'm going to miss out on all these gap ups. Gap up, gap up, gap up. Well, in a down bear market, I want to miss out on the gap downs. So I want to be trading. So that's why I do that. And anyway, I'm not trying to plug Schwab, honestly. It's just that's who I use and that's what I like. Now back to the main styles of trading and investing. Okay, let's start with day trading. Okay, right now I am basically day trading. I am basically, buying in sometime during the day, selling in usually before the day closes. Don't want to be holding over, in swing trading, basically. I don't really want to be doing that. I mean, if I have to be, then kind of so be it. If I get stuck in a situation, that's all right. It's not going to be the end of the world. But for the most part, and I may be trading 2 or 3, 4 times a day because the market's going up and down and up and down. You have a chance to kind of, trade a few different times potentially. Like yesterday, I might have been trading like 5 or 6 times, and I never could get into that sell box. I mean, I was like super close a bunch of times. I wouldn't say I got greedy. I was just trying to get to my marks, and I never really could achieve that yesterday. Okay, first things first, rules. Okay, a pattern day trader rule by FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulation Authority, states that if you make 4 or more day trades, opening and closing stock position within the same day in a 5-day period, and those day trading activities are more than 6% of your total trading activity in the 5-day period, you are considered a day trader and must maintain $25,000 in your account. at the time you start trading, meaning you can't start trading at 23,000 and then get to 25,000. You have to start the day with 25,000 in the account. So if you have 5 different accounts, each one would have to have 25,000. So I personally have a few different accounts with over 25,000, and mainly because of this Tesla trade. So I mean, I could trade in multiple ones, but I usually stick to one. Okay, and that one also has marginability. So, but I mean, I don't usually go into that. But still, the point being is it's available, and I like having the option to do things. So remember, back in 1974, it says it right here that it was only 2,000. But now they started saying, they need to get more money in there. The reason they up that is for safety. Okay, that's it. They did it for the safety of the accounts. So at the top of this, it says, let's be clear, day trading is not investing. Okay, you're not buying a stake in the company. You're not getting paid dividends or anything like that. Okay, and in the bottom is a key note here too. Okay, in general, day traders follow the same wisdom as a long-term investor. They try to buy low and sell high. Okay, they just do it in a micro level and not a macro level. It's a compressed window where I'm just doing this on a daily basis instead of like a monthly or a yearly or multi-yearly basis. Now, to give you a good example of swing trading, space was SPCE was kind of a swing trade. Okay, I mean, even though it was days that led into months, or led into about a month, or maybe not even a month. I would have to double check that one. But the point being is that was, almost like a swing trade, meaning I'm betting the hype. Okay, the company's getting all hyped up. It's not like they have any earnings. This was a swing trade. This wasn't a long-term investment. I never planned to do SPCE long-term necessarily. It may turn into a long-term investment. Day trading may turn into a swing trading, may turn into position or long-term investing. It just depends on how the company plays out. Okay? So when I started investing in Tesla back at 240, that was more of a position trade. Like I was trading it as a position. I wasn't super 100% confident that the company was going to change the world. I mean, I thought they were, but I had to kind of see how it played out. I wasn't going to just put all my eggs in one basket and just hope for the best 10 years later. So basically, I was position trading it. And if I needed to get out for any reason, I could get out and then get back in or whatever. So Tesla was started out for me as a position trading. Now I know it's going to be a long-term investment. Okay. So you can see in investing like long-term for years, Google, we had since IPO in 2004. That's 16 years. And Facebook, we had since 2012 for 8 years or 11 when that IPO came. I think it was 12. That was 8 years before we closed that position, and we closed that position. And then Tesla, we're doing basically all four. Okay, I'm basically day trading in the down bear market, and I'm going to be swing trading as it's probably going up, and then position trading and long-term investing as we get out of this market and go into the bull market. So to sum up the video, it doesn't matter to me what you do as far as whether you're an investor, position trader, swing trader, day trader. I can give you helpful, information in all categories. I'm not an expert in all avenues by any means, but I have general knowledge in these positions of, to help, especially when it comes to Tesla. As you can see, Tesla is on all four. So if you're a Tesla, I mean, space, the people who are investing in space are probably, why isn't this guy making any space videos anymore? We're not really currently invested in space. So how is that going to help? I'm not going to talk about something that we're not doing right now. It doesn't mean we're not going to get back in space for another swing trade going up into the launch of Branson. So it's 8 a.m. right now, and I've got to go take a look at the actual charts and see what's going on, see what the futures are like, see what, is going on globally, and see what we can do for the day. But anyway, good luck if you guys are day traders or swing traders. And if you're position trading or investing, be patient. Don't be panicking about things. I mean, the market's already approaching some sort of bottom. So just be ready if you want to deploy more capital towards those long-term investments and get your cost basis down.